Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff.
What is up, guys? Hunter Klein here, bringing you this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. We have a good one. Okay, there's a lot going on. Specifically, hot topics of the day are going to be one, Astroworld in Houston, Texas. It feels odd to say this, but in my neck of the woods, 8 people died at a festival, music festival. Pretty much hosted and ran and operated by the one and only Travis Scott, and the world is up in flames. We'll talk about why. I have some interesting and conflicting opinions on this event, what happened, and what this means. Second, today I know we generally don't talk into, politics, money, the one percenters, but today we're talking about tax evasion. And the top 1%, specifically billionaires, because I learned a lot about this stuff, and it's interesting. It's interesting, to say the least, that people with billions and billions of dollars have extremely simplified ways to just not pay taxes whatsoever. So simplified, in fact, that someone like me, who has a very difficult time absorbing anything that has to do with taxes or income or allocation of assets, someone like me can actually understand it in 30 seconds. We're going to go over exactly how billionaires get around taxes, how incredibly simple it is, and what the hell we can do about it. Who knows? Who freaking knows? I got an Android update yesterday, guys. Okay, and now generally I don't talk about phone updates because I really don't care. But this is an interesting one. This is Android version 12, I believe. And one of the features of the new update is now you get an icon on your phone when an app you are using, when any app on your phone is accessing your microphone or your camera. Okay, now, awesome feature. I don't think I realized how impactful this feature was going to be. I downloaded it, awesome, sounded cool, sweet, security. I feel a little more in touch with what kind of information I'm giving to the public. But not 1 minute after I download this app, or download this update, sorry, and I'm scrolling through an app. I believe it was Instagram at the time. I was scrolling through Instagram, not making a video, not recording anything. And out of nowhere, my Android app says Instagram is accessing your camera. Okay. Now I immediately closed Instagram. Why the hell is my camera on, recording my face as I scroll through an app? I have no idea. Now, at first, I was a little skeptical. Maybe, anytime you get on the app of Instagram, your camera is accessed just in case that in a split-moment decision, you want to post something, record something for your story. Makes sense. No. Okay? It didn't happen as soon as I opened Instagram. It happened partway through my scrolling experience. And it just felt invasive. It felt incredibly invasive. It felt as if I needed to go in, do a little research, do a little investigation of why the hell I need to be recorded while I'm scrolling through my phone. Now, I'm probably overthinking this, and I am more than willing to admit that. And I'm more than willing to accept the fact that, maybe that it just always accesses my camera, but it is a weird feeling. I've never been told, or I've never been so aware, like, hey, your camera's on at the moment. Your camera just turned on. Instagram just turned on your camera. It's just a very weird thing. So I'm very happy about that that little addition to Android. I'm not really sure if iPhone has features like this. If it doesn't right now, it will certainly in the future as cybersecurity becomes more prevalent and a more, attractive feature for the public. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna abuse the hell out of these features in the future because there are moments in time, and I'm sure we've all experienced it, where you are confident that one of your apps, your phone, the internet, in one way or another, is recording your conversations. Okay? We've all had it. One in particular that always comes to mind for me. I was talking to my friend about Ford pickups. I don't care about Ford pickups. I'm not interested in it. We were just talking about big trucks. I think it was right as I moved to Texas, and I was like, holy shit. It's not a rumor. Okay, there's big trucks here. We're talking about big trucks, and this is a conversation over the internet on the computer. Right, a private server. No one's involved. We're not on Instagram or anything. And then I open Instagram, and I start scrolling through. One ad. Oh, it's a truck. It's a big Ford truck. Wow, that's weird. Another ad. A Chevy. What the hell is going on? Okay, these moments where it is almost impossible for it to be at odds or of chance. That somehow information that conversations you're having privately are getting leaked to the internet. This is not a conspiracy theory. I know you could easily be like, Hunter, you're going insane, dude. Like, what's next? QAnon supporter? No. Okay, I'm not that deep. And this is not that crazy. Microphones and cameras are accessed readily and your data is sold. Now, this will illuminate this process a little bit more. This feature of knowing when certain apps are accessing parts of your technology will illuminate, when my privacy is being breached. Do I really care that much? No, I have nothing to hide. Okay, I really don't. I'm not involved in any secret underground organizations. I don't deal drugs. I don't make drugs. That's very weird for someone who's innocent to really state those two things specifically. So I might have just put a red dot on my head. But my point here is I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. So it really doesn't matter to me. I think it's just interesting. I think it's just fascinating to go into. Now, Houston, Texas. This past weekend, there was a festival called Astroworld. And if you guys aren't familiar with it, this term Astroworld has been coined by Travis. It's essentially, I'm not a huge Travis fan. Travis Scott. Apparently this is like his world, right? His world of music and fans and culture and Twitter and everything. Astroworld is heavily associated with Travis Scott. Now, upon Travis Scott's insane success in the music industry, he was able to leverage his attention, success, social media following, and create a very successful and in-demand festival called Astroworld. Now, let's just get to the juice here. At the Astroworld Music Festival, things were hectic. I mean, crazy. Now, let's take a moment to step back and say, concerts in general are not really the safest place you could go. Okay? Especially when we talk about specific artists, specific genres of music. Drugs are flowing. Let's all be honest. There's drugs everywhere. People don't care about life, death. All they want to do is get to the front, dance, and throw people around in mosh pits. Now, I've been to quite a few concerts in my day, and I've had some pretty profound experiences, I'm not going to lie. I've been at a Kendrick Lamar concert in which I sat in like the 4th, 5th row, okay? And that story is actually crazy because I did not buy those tickets. Let me tell you that. It was a seated venue. We snuck up, okay? Maybe I'll talk about that some other time. I've been to a Mac Miller concert at Red Rocks Amphitheater, one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to. Mac Miller was a very talented individual. And I've been to a Pretty Lights concert at Red Rocks Amphitheater. Now, all of which drugs are profoundly present. Not me personally, but it is undoubtedly, there's people going around. It is available for those that are interested. Now, Travis Scott is very different from any of those artists I just listed in the way that he is extremely, extremely aggressive. How aggressive, you might ask? I think the best way to get this point across is that he truly entices his fans to break into the venue. Okay? Which is pretty cool, right? You want your fans to get access and watch you live, and if they don't have the money or if the tickets are sold out, fuck it, get in here, boys. Not so fast, okay? These concerts have, capacities. Right? Only 50,000 people can fit in this venue safely. Okay? So not only are concerts generally aggressive and people are just constantly dehydrated and dancing and not eating and just absolutely like near death no matter what concert you're at, but we're at a Travis Scott concert, which is more aggressive than normal. The venue is overpacked, and as a result, and here's where the danger began to happen, people are constantly pushing towards the front of the stage. Okay? As you can imagine, we have a bunch of dumb monkey humans watching one person that they idolize, that they think is a god, and all they want to do is just squish closer and closer. Okay, we're at the back. No, I want to get closer, closer, closer. Everyone's slowly like migrating forward. And as a result, the people at the front get injured. When someone goes down at one of these concerts, no one gives a shit. Okay? If someone goes down in front of you, the only thing you're thinking is, oh, now I can move up. Okay? So people are getting trampled. People are getting absolutely trampled. Now, it is important to note that this is an unavoidable event at most concerts. I've seen it happen. Now, there is a right way to handle this. Okay? Specifically, I went to a Logic concert in Lincoln, Nebraska. I actually went to a Joey Badass concert, but Logic was the headliner. Now, I wasn't a big fan of Logic before this event, but afterwards, I was a huge fan. The reason for this mainly was that multiple times during the concert, Logic would see someone go down in the concert, a fan, or someone pass out or something. He would cut the music, and he would coordinate the crowd to split so medical professionals could get in and remove that person. Much respect to that man. Okay? Much respect to that man. Now, if you have seen any films of what happened at the Travis Scott concert, it is morbid, guys. Okay, I don't want to be too quick to accuse Travis Scott of anything specifically, because who are we to claim, what was going on in his head? Okay, you're obviously very distracted when you're performing the headliner of your festival in front of 50,000 people with blaring music at the intensity that he does. But there are clips of people being body surfed, a lifeless body being body surfed out of the crowd right in front of Travis's eyes as he continues to sing. And it is it's really hard to watch, guys. I saw another clip of two people they're like pressing on their like CPR, boom, boom. They're pressing the two guys, okay? There's a medical professional slamming a guy's chest with his two hands. Boom, 1, 2, 3, trying to resuscitate this guy. The camera pans. There's another guy. There's a second medical professional. 1, 2, 3. There's two dudes getting resuscitated, and in the background, it's just like Astroworld, what up? Boom, 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 boom. It's so demonic. Guys, there is another clip of a young man climbing onto the stage, screaming, "There are people dying out there." He's literally screaming, "There are people dying out there that someone's kids stopped the show." The cameraman's like, the guy's trying to get the cameraman's attention. Okay? And the cameraman's like, I don't fucking know what to do. And he just shrugs and pushes him off and keeps recording. It looks so bad, guys. It looks so bad. Now, people died. There were concert goers jumping on emergency vehicles that were trying to save people's lives. It was fucking awful. It looked so bad, and as a result, 8 people died. The youngest being 14 years old, the oldest being 27. Okay, a 14-year-old died at this concert. This isn't the best time for jokes, but why the fuck are you going to a Travis Scott concert at 14? Okay, that is not the move. 14-year-olds should not be going to concerts of any kind because you will get pushed over and trampled. Now, the more likely cause of death from a majority of these individuals is trampling, okay? There's clips of gates being broken down, of fans breaking into the venue where people are falling in the front and literally getting ran over. There's people falling near the front of the stage and people just piling over there and stomping on them as they're just trying to get to the front because they're dumb little monkeys that want to get closer to their idol. It is extremely sad, and I think it's a very complicated issue. Is Travis Scott solely responsible for these deaths? Absolutely not. But to say that he's not somewhat responsible for these is foolish, okay? If you are enticing your fans to break into the venue, which he's done in the past and been arrested for inciting violence at concerts, you are at fault for this. If you are creating an unsafe environment at your concert venue, a festival which you created by telling people to break in, even when the concert's at capacity, so there's more people trying to rush to the front of the concert, there's less space for people to move to access water, you are at fault. Now, the videos where he is seemingly looking at people's lifeless bodies getting taken off the stage, or he's yelling, a kid is yelling on the stage, "There's people dying out there, stop the show." And Travis Scott yells into the microphone, "Did someone tell me to stop?" Okay. It looks bad, but I do not think that these are the posts or the clips that people should be going to say, Travis Scott is at fault for these deaths. Guys, first off, when artists perform, the stadium is designed, well, obviously he heard someone say, "Stop the show." The stadium is designed to drown out the crowd noise. So if people were yelling, "Someone died, stop the show, someone died," he's not going to hear that too clearly, right? Maybe he heard "stop the show" and was really torqued up or juiced up and wanted to, was just trying to perform and he was in the zone. But he doesn't have a live feed of the crowd in his ear where he can hear everything clearly. And he's just like blatantly ignoring the fact that people are dying in the crowd. We cannot blame him for this aspect. Okay, again, stadiums are created to amplify the noise of the music for the performer and drown out the crowd. Also, a lot of lighting techniques during performances actually try to limit the view of the crowd for the performer to ease nerves, isolate the experience a little more, and keep his mind on the performance. So, I think that's out the window. Did Travis Scott hear that people were dying? I don't know. Until we get definitive proof that Travis Scott was actually informed that people were dying and that it was a very dangerous situation on the floor, and he continued to perform, hold your judgment. Absolutely hold your judgment. Did he see that guy getting carried off the floor with a lifeless body? I would actually assume not, but maybe. And maybe. Keep in mind, Travis Scott entices a lot of very, very crazy concerts. People pass out at shows all the time because they don't have water for whatever reason. It's not the first time that if he did see that Travis has seen someone get carried out of his concert, knocked out. Okay? That's what we do, he says. You know what it is, Astroworld. Like, this is like my main concern is that Travis entices these types of environments at his concerts, which, if you want to be part of, some people love this mosh pit crazy, let's get wild. But he is absolutely at fault for this to some degree. And people that say he's not are brain dead. I refuse to believe so. Again, I'm going to come back to that comment. If you are enticing people to break into your concert and exceed maximum capacity, maximum capacity, which is set to have some control of safety of the venue, then you are at fault for people getting injured or dying at your shows. Absolutely. Hopefully more information comes on this, because I am actually relatively interested in this. I'll come out and just say I fucking hate concerts, guys. I have never, for the most part, I enjoyed the Mac Miller concert, but I was relatively tame for that. I am not a big fan of those settings. Again, there's like water. It's like $20,000 a bottle, and it's like 3 miles away from the stage. So if you want to avoid dehydration at all, you have to climb Mount Everest and empty your bank account. It's fucking dangerous, guys. It's so much better to sit at home with a group of friends and put on an album and just hang out, you know? So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of those venues. I was when I was younger. I had my time, but these days, I mean, they're never safe. They're almost never safe. Okay. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Shout out to those or I don't even know what to say here. Wishes out to the families that lost people in the concert. Again, the youngest was 14, the oldest was 27. Absolutely devastating. It happened in Houston, Texas. Now the festival was supposed to go on to Saturday, but was canceled due to the crazy amount of damage that were done. Now, let's talk about billionaires and taxes. Okay, this is something that I dove into this week, and I thought was a relatively interesting conversation. The idea that there's a way that billionaires can literally pay no taxes. For reference, Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, paid taxes on $80,000 last year. Okay, and the reason he paid $80,000, he paid taxes on. Okay, he didn't pay $80,000 in taxes. He paid taxes on $80,000 a year, is because that is his registered income that he pays himself through Amazon that he has from the start of the company. $80,000 a year. How is this possible if he has billions? Well, this is what billionaires do. Okay, there's a specific term for it. It's called buy, borrow, something. Essentially, this is how it works. Okay, when you have billions of dollars, like Jeff does, it's not sitting in a bank. Okay, it's sitting in stock, specifically Amazon stock. Now, your stock does not get taxed unless you withdraw it from the system, right? If your stock goes up value 200%, that 200% isn't taxed. The only thing that's taxed is when you take that money out of the stock. And then they go, okay, how much did you put in the stock and how much did you get out? That difference we're going to tax you on. Awesome. Well, there's a little trick here that billionaires can do, and that is they never take the stock out. Okay, Hunter, how do they pay for things? Well, they go to the bank. They go to the bank and say, hey, look, I have, in Jeff Bezos' case, literally billions of dollars in assets. I have billions of dollars in Amazon stock, as you can see. Now, it's safe for the bank to assume that that money's not going to go anywhere, and as a result, Jeff Bezos can pull out a loan or borrow millions and millions of dollars with a zero interest rate, that being that over time, the money he owes the bank is not going to increase, because the bank knows that he has the wealth to pay for it, right? Not only do they know that he has the wealth to pay for it, but they want Jeff to bank with them. Fuck yeah, keep your billions with us, right? Let's get rich off your money. You know what banks, right? They want more money, they want to hold, yada, yada, yada. I'm not exactly sure how it works. But it's like a little partnership, okay? Here, how about this, U.S. bank? Let me give you a couple $1 billion to hold on to, and you let me take out loans infinitely for zero interest, okay? And I'll keep my money with you. As long as these billionaires have egregious amounts of money in stock, they have incredible leverage to pull out zero interest loans which are not taxed. Okay, so for example, if Jeff Bezos wants to buy a Ferrari, he's not going to sell his stock and buy a Ferrari with the result, the money he gets there, because it's going to be taxed. As soon as he sells that stock, it's going to be taxed. What he does instead is he goes to the bank and says, "Hey, I want to buy this Ferrari, but I don't want to pay taxes. So, can you loan me $300,000 real quick? You know I'm good for it. Okay, let's make a zero interest loan so it stays $300,000 forever, and we'll call it good." And this is a perpetual cycle. These very wealthy billionaires can infinitely pull out loans that are untaxable because of the incredible amount of leverage they have from assets in stocks. I hope this makes sense. I think I did a relatively good job explaining that. Now, this is pretty fucked up, guys. Let's be honest. Okay, this is pretty fucked up. Now, there was a law proposed that we're like, okay, this is bullshit. We should tax billionaires on their holdings, called the billionaire tax. You know, if they're not going to remove their taxes and use it as leverage, why don't we just tax the stock when they're holding it? You know, for billionaires, you no longer get to just keep your stuff in this untouchable pillar, okay? If your stock goes up in value, you don't have to take it out. We're going to tax you anyway. Wow, actually, this sounds like a good way to get around this BS system where these guys can just not pay any taxes. Wrong. Okay, billionaires have a lot of money. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of influence. And if you think that a billionaire of a state is going to let his senator pass this bill, you are fucking insane. If you think this senator is going to, take a $3-4 million pay cut or investment cut from their local billionaire, you're wrong. Okay? West Virginia senator doesn't have a single billionaire in his state and still denied the law. Why would he ever do this? Why would a man operating in the best interest of his state with a law that does not negatively impact his state whatsoever actually positively impacts it incredibly, because billionaire taxes would increase and help fund crazy amounts of operations within this state, West Virginia, because he's got a few billionaire friends that don't live in West Virginia, guys. Okay, and this is not conspiracy. This is not outlandish. Okay, this is politics. All right, it's fucking exhausting. It's why I generally don't talk about this. But, okay, we tried the billionaire tax. No shot. Are we ever going to get around this? Probably not, because the amount of power you get with $1 billion is egregious. And humans are monkeys, self-interested monkeys that want to pound their chest and flex their wallets. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways around this. Okay. So, obviously, the pride and joy of human advancements and Twitter warriors is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a billionaire. Is he doing this? Yes, he is. Now, is this a slam on his character? No. If you were a billionaire, you do the exact same damn thing, so don't take the high road here. Okay? Do not take the high road here. You do the exact same thing. But Elon Musk, having the social media presence he does, took to Twitter to see what he should do with his wealth and how he can personally take accountability for his tax avoidance. So, if you haven't seen, he ran a Twitter poll having the world decide if he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock. Now, you may be asking, Hunter, what the hell does this do for anything? Why does Elon selling his Tesla stock make him a better guy? Or, combat this tax evasion fraud type shit going on? Well, if Elon sells 10% of his stock, that means he has less assets to leverage for the bank. Right? Now, when he goes to the bank, it's not $1 billion in Tesla stock that he can leverage for free, interest-free loans indefinitely. but it's only 900 million. Okay. So it's this idea that he has less leverage to indefinitely pull out zero interest loans from the bank and avoid taxes. Um, I haven't really recently looked up the results of this, but I'm almost positive that he's going to end up selling the 10% stock. What difference is it going to make? Probably not a lot, guys. But it's just, I mean, Elon is just doing, it's like a PR move. It's a PR stunt. And yeah, I mean, like, it's a very interesting thing, guys. It's the rich get richer, and that is absolutely true. There's ways to just indefinitely grow your money and also indefinitely protect your money. And when you get this rich, guys, the amount of professionals you can hire you could literally have an entire company worth of manpower dedicated to making sure you don't pay taxes, and it would be worth it for you. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. The amount of money these people make is egregious, to say the least. Okay. Now, let's get out of the news. Before we leave today, I came out of the dark on social media recently. Now, my company website went live, and it was a big moment, and I saw it as a great opportunity to update pretty much the world, family, friends back home on what my life is, because I haven't talked to damn near anybody in 2 years. Reminder, I haven't posted on social media or Instagram specifically since I lived in Arizona and I was in grad school getting a PhD in environmental science, right? So there's some updating that needs to be done to my friends and family, and we did that. We left our old job, moved to Austin, and started a company. And I didn't put too much thought into this. I just wanted to update the people and get off the app. But the amount of love and support I experienced after the post was incredible, guys. I didn't expect it. My phone was blowing up with notifications of people commenting, saying congrats. It was fucking awesome. People that I forgot about are commenting and wishing me luck. And when I say forgot, obviously, life speeds up and sometimes people fall to the wayside, especially when you live an odd life like I do. So it was beautiful seeing that. And it was a good experience. Am I going to get back into social media anytime soon? Absolutely not. There's no benefits for me. I don't really care. I think it's more negative than it is positive for me at this moment. But yeah, the website is live, guys. KleinStrength.com. Very proud of what we were able to create there, but it's only the beginning. This is a checked box that literally took 1 week to make. Okay, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't hard to do. The real meat and potatoes is the expansion and trying to grow my business. Specifically, I'm at a stage right now where I'm preparing to talk to investors. We need investments to take on the how do you say this? This proposal. It is a very large project. It is very grandiose, this idea of what I would like to create. But I do believe in it. And if I could get some money behind it, I truly believe that it would be a successful project. There is definitely a niche in the market for it. I'll talk to you guys more as it comes. I have non-disclosure agreements about the process, so I can't really talk about the business itself. Anybody I talk to, everything I mention is behind closed doors and behind a contract. So it's coming. I'll tell you guys that. And here's the baseline of what's happening. This expansion proposal is my ticket out of commercial, strength and conditioning, my shot at being my own boss for the rest of my life. It is my golden ticket. You guys saw the post a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago, the episode titled The Golden Ticket. Well, this was, it's alluded to the idea that I could create this company and be my own boss forever. And that's really where we're at. So there's a lot at stake, guys. This is a make it or break it. If this does not work out, I will go work for a company and, fall into the traditional, work my way up a company or a professional organization for the rest of my life. But I don't want to do that. I want to be my own boss. I want to create. I want to expand. I want to lead. And this is our opportunity. So we are putting everything into this project. Everything. We're spending hours getting ready to talk to investors, and just really try to make something worthwhile that if it does work, I suspect that this will be able to support me and my family for a very long time. I really do. So fingers crossed, guys. We're going to do everything we can in our power to make it happen, because if we didn't, and we didn't have the guts, the courage to go get investors and risk hundreds of thousands of dollars to chase our dream, the rest of our lives we'd be asking the question, what if I took that leap? And we're not about that, guys. Life is short. We have to send it. We have no other option. We got to go all the way and see if we can pull it off. If anybody can, it's me. Okay, and I truly believe that. All right. I hope everyone is doing well, chasing your dreams, chasing your passions, battling through the lows if you're going through a little rut in life right now, if things are beating you down, and enjoying the highs if you are, in a little dopamine frenzy where life is just throwing you flowers. Okay? Battle through if you're struggling. Enjoy it if you're at the high, guys. It is a roller coaster ride. Things will balance out. You'll swing from side to side. Find beauty in it. Find beauty in what you have, guys. Yesterday, I came home with a bottle of tequila and a cooked rotisserie chicken, and it felt like I had won the fucking lottery. Joy is relative. Okay? Joy is relative. Passion, love, those are the things that really matter. All right? All right. I hope everyone's doing well. Enjoying the episodes. Things are getting spicy. I've been enjoying the creation of the episodes recently. As we get more involved in politics and news here, I have a feeling things will spice up. All right. That's it for this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. This is Hunter Klein, and you'll hear from me next week. Peace.